Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of AMA.FFTV. And I guess this is the first episode where we're actually doing the thing I said we'd do, which is taking questions that you had. So instead of wasting any time, I say let's just get right into it and go with question numero uno. Question one is, what do I do most of the time now that we're away from school? And most of my days are spent chasing my 1-year-old son around. I have a 1-year-old son, and he's a runner. He spends most of his day running around the house. We try to go to the park every so often where he'll run there. He'll trip and fall sometimes, and usually he's okay, but sometimes he hurts himself, so I'll scoop him up, and then we go right back to running. And then when he takes a nap, I'll usually try to clean up after and, do some dishes, some things like that, clean up around the house, aside from the mess that he and I make together. And then at nighttime, maybe every so often, I'm able to FaceTime with some family or friends and Zoom with some family or friends because, even though we're not all together, I still think it's important to try to still be in contact with those that you love and you want to chat with, because sometimes it gets lonely. Even if you're with loved ones already in your house, sometimes you want to talk to those that you don't live with, because it's important to talk to different people and to lean on friends and family at times like this. Figuratively speaking, of course, you don't actually lean on them because we're not supposed to be that close to each other unless you live with them. And if you do, they probably don't want you to lean on them all the time. All right, they probably want you to stand on your own. So figuratively lean on them. Question 2. How to make all of those words appear on screen, and how do I snap my fingers to make my outfit change? The simple answer to that is movie magic. Oh. Ooh. That's about the best answer I got for you. When you got magic fingers and a good camera, you can make pretty impressive things happen. Question 3. Do I have any pets? And the answer is a resounding yes, I do. I have 2 cats. Their names are Bovine and Moo. This right here is Bovine. He's the big brother of the 2 of them. And then this right here is Moo. She's the younger sister. Now, they are named because of their coloring. They look like cows, and Bovine and Moo are both cow-related names, and they also eat like cows. They love to eat. So, those are my 2 pets. Question 4. How much time do I spend on the internet? And the honest answer is more than I would like to. Especially now that we're stuck inside most of the time and the weather's only slowly getting better, I'm on it more than I'd like to be. But most of the time throughout the day, like I said earlier, I'm chasing my 1-year-old son. So it's really hard to be on my phone or on my computer browsing the internet or playing games while chasing him around, because since he's pretty tall for his age, he's also able to reach many things on the counter, and that can be a very dangerous game very quickly. So most of the time my eyes are focused on him, playing with him, or goofing around with him. So I'm not on it as much as I'd like to, but I still go on every so often. I'll look up some stories on Twitter, or, I'm a human and I have Instagram like many other people out there. I'm not on it a bunch, but I'll still check on my friends, see if they posted anything of what they're doing, and I'll use it for Zoom and talk to some family and friends here and there. And although I don't use it much for sports now, I do like to read a lot of sports articles. But sports are kind of at a standstill right now, along with everything else. So I still look in and I look at things like ESPN and read whatever they're saying, which is mostly winter sports coming back. But I don't know. Every day, maybe I spend an hour or so on the internet, and then the rest of the time, it's trying to stay, on top, making sure my son isn't doing anything crazy and going outside as much as possible. I really like the fresh air, so I try to get out as much as I can. Question 5. Do I think that the U.S. women's national soccer team will win gold at next year's Summer Olympics to be the first women's team to successfully defend their gold medal from the previous Summer Olympics? And in short, my answer is yes. But in fairness, I don't know a ton about soccer. I never really watch it, and growing up, only played it for 2 years. My first year, I was really bad, and my second year, I actually won Most Improved Player because I was a little bit less bad. And that was a big deal because everyone else on my team was really good and had been really good for a long time. I had a lot of fun, and it was cool to try out a new sport, but I wasn't really great at it, and I don't know a ton about it. But what I do know is that this women's team continues to be good year in and year out. It doesn't matter that each year their stars, women like Carly Lloyd, Megan Rapinoe, and Alex Morgan, continue to get older because they show no sign of slowing down. They're incredible year in, year out. And you have other women who are a little bit younger, like Julie Ertz, who's also incredible. And so what I assume is that next year, when it's the Summer Olympics and they're back on TV again, that I'm going to learn a whole new group of younger women that are also incredible, that are in the next class to come up, like the next younger group of women. So I think that they can do it again and make history. Question 6. Do I believe that pineapple belongs on pizza? And the answer is, yeah, sure, why not? I don't think I should be the one that judges what other people put on their foods. I don't think anyone really should be. I have had a lot of weird foods before. I've had pizza that has had pickles on it. I've had a milkshake that has had pickles in it. Apparently I've had a lot of foods that have had pickles in it that maybe don't really belong. But what I can tell you is that I've tried a lot of totally weird foods before, and some are great, some aren't really great. Like pickle pizza is actually pretty good. Pickle milkshakes, not that good. I tried garlic ice cream, not that good either. But I think it's fun to try different foods. And if you might like something that's weird, like people think pineapple on pizza is weird, or people think that dipping bologna in ketchup is weird, that was a favorite of mine growing up, then I think that you should tell them, too bad, so sad, I'm gonna eat it anyway. And so if you wanna have pineapple on your pizza, you go ahead and do that. All right, it's time for the speed round. I'm gonna take lightning fast questions, give them lightning fast answers, and move on to the next one. First one, is this really my backyard? The answer is yes. I'm in a different spot now, but before it was my backyard, this is my backyard too. It's the easiest place to film for right now. What is my favorite food? I've actually mentioned this food already this episode. My favorite food is pizza. Who's the greatest Celtic of all time? I think the answer is pretty clear and obvious. I think it's Bill Russell. I mean, he won 10 championships. But my personal favorites are probably Larry Bird and Paul Pierce and probably Kevin Garnett. I got to see a lot of them growing up, and I think they're all incredible. Do I live with my mom and dad? And no, I don't. My mom and dad live in a different house, not too far away, about an hour away. In my house, I am the dad, actually. I live with my wife and my son, and so we are the mom and dad in the house. What's my favorite boxed macaroni and cheese? Annie's. Shells and white cheddar. The one in the purple box. All right, let's go over the results of last week's poll. What is your favorite season? And with 60% of the voting, summer is the big winner. Coming in second was fall, then spring, then winter. Seems like not too many people that took the poll like winter. But that's okay. Everyone has their own preferences, and there's nothing wrong with that. Let's get into this week's word. I used this word earlier talking about leaning on someone, and the word is figuratively, which is a big word and kind of hard to say. And it basically means the opposite of literally, which is another big word that's hard to say. But in short, literally means that if you were to literally lean on someone, you would put your arm out, you would lean on them, maybe you use your body and kind of lean up against them. And when I said it earlier, obviously I didn't mean you should go up to someone and lean on them. It means that you count on them to be there for you when you need someone to talk to, or someone for emotional support, or just someone to be there to hang out with. So figuratively doesn't actually mean that the action's physically happening. Like when you count on someone to be there, you're not looking at them and counting numbers on them. You just know that they'll be there for you when you need them. So figuratively, it's not a great definition for it. I looked it up, but I wanted you guys to know what it meant since I used it earlier. It means the opposite of literally. I hope I did a good job explaining it. Next week, I'm going to choose a much easier word. All right, it's time to close out this week's episode with our poll. The question is, do you prefer your vegetables raw or cooked? Remember, the link is down below in the description. Click on it, it'll bring you to the page, and you get to vote. Raw vegetables, cooked vegetables. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in for another episode of AMA.FFTV. If I didn't get to your question, I'm really sorry. I got a lot of great emails and a lot of great questions, which I love. Please don't stop sending them. Send as many as you want. And if I didn't get to yours this time, I'll do my best to try to get to yours next time. So keep the support coming. I love it. Thank you so much, everyone. And if you want, you can subscribe to our channel here at Freelance Fun TV. I'm learning more about YouTube every day. I never really went on YouTube much before, aside from looking at movie trailers. But apparently, if you subscribe to a channel, you get notified somehow, emails, something, that lets you know when we post new videos. So when I post new videos of my show, or a baking and cooking show with Nurse Heather, or At Peace with Nurse Jana, or the M2 experience with Miss Moore, you'll get notified somehow. That lets you know that we put it up there for you to see. So subscribe to our channel, Freelance Fun, and I hope to see you guys again real soon. See ya!